Hello and welcome to Engage with Energy. My name is Meagan Reed. I'm the Director of Marketing for Engage Energy and Industrial Consulting. I have Liz Cook from Duquesne Light here with me today, here to tell us a little bit about herself. Liz, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Thanks for being here. Go ahead and just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Well, I'm Dr. Elizabeth Cook. I'm currently working at Duquesne Light. I'm the Director of Advanced Grid Systems and the Grid Modernization Program. So my role is ultimately to help guide and create the vision for really all of our technology fleet so that we have full situational awareness at the edge. So there's a lot happening in the power grid, and it's a very exciting place to be right now, really kind of creating the teams and driving the organization to really prepare for this reality that has yet to be defined, but here we are.
The truth. Yeah, I bet that comes with a lot. And you just changed roles, is that correct?
Yes, so I was formerly the Senior Manager of Transmission and Distribution Planning for the first 5 years at Duquesne Light, and then over the last 2 years kind of evolved into this role, as we selected more projects and more programs. So my first job was really to build the models for the transmission distribution, run the analytics and, guide the team on really deciding how and where we're going to spend our capital and our O&M in regards to the grid's capacity and the utilization thereof. And so really from that work, with everything going on in the industry, there's something called distributed energy resources, which is the new grid edge technologies that sit really where we as a utility or industry have not had to really understand what was happening at the edge because it was a one-way power flow.
Right.
So as I was evolving in the planning realm, I kept, desiring and understanding the need for this new data, new analytics, and new understanding of this dynamic change. So with that conversation and being within the industry, it really, my position within the company evolved. So it's a really, if you think about what is happening, I guess just maybe for some of our viewers, not only is it just solar power that's being installed in our customer homes, but now we're all talking about electric vehicles or transportation, electrification, and even more recently, electrification of homes and buildings, understanding, that there's a, the numbers are penciling out for more efficiency, however, converting your fuel to electric. So that's kind of the same time of reducing your electric use, we're also compounding electric use with all the new technologies of, heating and cooling and what can be provided. So here we are, the Mecca, right? We're the wires only company that has to facilitate all the transactions of these electrons. And it's showing up very different than it was designed for the last 140 years.
Right. So there's a lot of work to do.
Lots to do.
To figure out how to make that all happen.
And so, I have the privilege to, attend a lot of industry conferences, and I was at IEEE just last week, and it was Grid Edge Technology. It was the first forum where we were specifically talking about all of the happenings at the edge. And, I think it's really pivotal that we look at, especially the leaders of the industry, the holistic message, right? Like, it's not just a particular device or a particular capability. It's really that holistic view. It starts from when the customer wants to engage, so the interconnection process, all the way to when they connect and they start acting differently than what we've expected. And there's a full fleet of technical needs, but also it's the people and the processes that need to flip.
Right.
So really, how do we create the synergy with the vendors, with the utilities, with our customers, and that we're all at the table championing the same end goal, which is to maintain a safe, reliable, affordable, and now on top of that, resilient and sustainable grid, while keeping the costs,
of course,
and serving all. So
seems easy enough.
Yeah, we can do it. And that's the thing. I guess why I'm happy to talk, and if anyone wants to listen, is like we need the optimism, we need the innovation, we need the creative thought to truly believe that we can pivot this whole industry to use data to drive how we do things differently. And I think if you compare us to other industries, we haven't really grabbed hold of that, and that's really because we're a risk-adverse industry, and we're in a regulatory environments that are somewhat convoluted and make it a little bit harder to move fast like everyone else. But once we start talking about that and breaking those barriers down and understand the power of really giving this capability to those that can do, we can electrifying.
Oh, definitely.
edge.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. There,
I mean,
I have faith.
that was a lot about not really me, but like where I'm sitting in the world.
Yes, no,
Um,
that was so good. That gives a really good idea of what you're tackling. Like
Yeah.
that's a big deal.
Yeah. So,
That's cool.
but in regards to where, but prior to Duquesne Light and really everything
Yes.
that happened,
Tell me more about that.
I got my degree in electrical engineering,
Mhm.
and right out of school started working as a power system engineering consultant per se at Mitsubishi Electric Power Products.
Nice.
So that gave me the privilege to really go out in the industry and meet other utilities and work within utilities and kind of start understanding, the different disciplines and really what their need was. So I think that was a tremendous value when I came inside the utility to really understand those, hurdles that I've seen others try to champion, and that I could bring that perspective from all different territories into Duquesne Light
Nice.
today.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess I could say I'm almost 19 years in the
Yeah.
industry,
That's incredible.
which makes me feel like I shouldn't say that. But.
No, that's wonderful. You're an expert in the field, and you have come up from, you got to learn from the inside out and really bring a lot of knowledge and background. So that's amazing. I'm sure that you are going to be the pivotal piece to like make everything click. It's all going to be on your, not to put any pressure on you.
Right.
It's all on your shoulders.
I do find one thing, that I enjoy, maybe why the comfort of, okay, I'll come talk to you, Megan, is, throughout my, career, I remember being in college and, that speaking class, what is that called? Speech?
Public speaking.
Public speaking.
Yeah.
And I was deathly terrified of it. And
No.
I remember, never would I want to talk to audiences or, put my voice out there. But it wasn't until really having champions and mentors around me in my early stages where they just throw you up there on the stage and like
do it.
I find what I was able to do throughout the last 19 years is take very complicated topics and break it down into digestible audiences, even for those that have 30 years experience all the way to those just entering into the industry. So, I'm kind of tuning that skill, I guess. I really want to educate every stakeholder because it's no longer, the utility needs the synergy of our customers, of our regulators, of the workforce development, the whole spectrum of education. So, like, how do you get the message out?
Exactly.
Well, you got to talk about it.
Exactly. On their level, it affects everyone.
Right.
So you have to be able to, be able to break it down and speak intelligently about it. And I think it helps because you have such a passion for it, like it comes through. And so you're interested in the topic and you want to bring that information to the world.
Passion's a word that comes up often.
Yes.
Do I tune it down?
No,
Okay.
never tune down your passion. I love it. So I mean, you kind of touched base on some of our questions already, but like you're facing a very large challenge. But what are some of the goals, like specific goals that you can share?
So there's something about me is everything that I do in life, I'm very intentional. It's something I think I didn't realize I was doing until I started being asked, how do you do it all? So
question I had myself.
Right. So I dig in, and over the last really 7 years, I've been grooming, and understanding how I show up, and maybe like a little bit different than others, is the intentionality of my mornings and really how I'm setting myself off. Structure and routine is great, but it's that North Star that I've given myself. So I have a couple North Stars, but what I tend to do is integrate them in a way that like they're all threaded, so I can have the work-life blend.
Yes.
So
goal in life.
right, and so a blend to me means not balance because you're gonna be off kilter, but how do you continue to ground yourself? So in the mornings, really like what are my goals? And so like my North Star is truly, we're at a pivotal moment in society, in life, right? The fourth industrial revolution. I mean, how can you not get behind this, right? And so how we use energy is something that is new to like really how long we've been here on Earth, but now we're at a pivotal point where we need to start thinking of it differently. So in regards to creating that integrated awareness of my North Star, it's like, okay, if I can, challenge myself to show up as my best self, so that those that I interact with on a day-to-day at my job at Duquesne Light, or with my children, or with my friends, or with my community, that I'm threading it in a way that I'm making the time to create this awareness, which is to educate others. And so I think at my role where I am today, gives me that opportunity to really guide and champion, which to me has been a challenge to pivot from the doing and the diving and getting into the weeds, which is a growth opportunity. So that's the one challenge, is really just keeping me focused, of course, in all things in life, but really setting the intention. And then at the end of my days, I do a reflection moment.
Wonderful.
Where I stay true to that, and then really keeping point on what those points are, and then really what the goals are. So when you say, what are my goals? I think my number one goal is showing up as my best self. And so to do that are all things that, we all hear about that not all of us take action on.
Right.
Which I don't know, this is
what you're supposed to do, but
but like if you think about it, like I work in the energy world, and it's really all about energy and managing our own energy. So I think there's a beautiful blend.
Yes.
So it's all about, I'm going to just throw it out there, get your sleep.
There you go.
Everyone says that, they always accuse me of not sleeping. My sleep is pivotal to everything I do. Move your body.
Oh yeah, live out that life.
Consume whole foods.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
Yeah. What did you? Are you still sugar free?
I'm still sugar free.
Going on almost a year.
I would say I did get a bakery chocolate bunny that I didn't eat the whole bunny, so
that's
I had
pretty good.
Years,
that's pretty good.
So, there's been moments, but yes, I've been predominantly sugar-free, and it's been amazing. Which
that's a huge.
It sounds like, but no, I didn't even try. It just kind of clicked because I crowded out. I started putting things that were good for me, and really avoided those things that are, don't make me feel the best.
Exactly.
Because I'll just tell you, after I ate those bunny ears, I was passed out. Yeah. 15 minutes later.
Oh, I bet.
And then eliminate processed food, and then the fourth one is mindfulness. And really just being able to quiet the mind and like set the intention and do the reflections.
Yes.
So those are kind of my goals, and that's how I kind of achieve it. And so I think I take that into really everything that I do. Managing my energy.
I love that. And that's why I feel so, drawn to you, because of that mindset and, and how do you do all the things that you do? Like, that's incredible. So, that bringing that's a very unique perspective. So many people just want to like go do, never sit down, never slow down, and just like run at the problem. But you're really like introspective, and you really like take that time and slow down and think about what you're doing. And I love that intentionality, that living with intention.
Yeah, and I have to say, and this is something I'll just confess, I have a hard time with weekends because I've structured them in a way that like is not run. So work days give you that structure, but then come Saturday and Sundays, I do have 6 children, and so like creating the time and the effort so that they're like engaged, but also I don't want to create a reality where we're running to and from.
Exactly.
So I find the slowdown is very challenging, but I know it's very important.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yep. I agree. I can relate to that. Okay, well, don't want to take up too much of your time, so we'll just conclude. I mean, you gave us a lot of like really good nuggets of advice already, but would you want to leave our audience with a quote or another piece of advice they can take away?
So I think I have so much.
I know.
But I think, another, where I also want to pivot, right, education, awareness, is really, getting to the mindset of our next generation of workers, really, the children, the middle school, the high school, and, crafting that message of how do we get everyone more aware so that they want to get into the industry and start making a difference. Okay. And I guess my quote, and I'm probably going to butcher it, but it's Aristotle. It's like, we learn by doing, so therefore we must do. So this whole idea that we have, we're a society that like maybe overanalyzes, overthinks, and doesn't just do the work, create the content, and then deliver, in the fear that it may be wrong.
Right.
So I guess my advice is, you have to put it out there. You have to create it, because you cannot evolve or be better or create something more from nothing.
Exactly.
So, just the ideas, like take those ideas and put it on a Word document, a PowerPoint, whatever is your flow, and then, start talking about it.
Right. Yeah. Start before you're ready, and don't get stuck in the details. Just like
you can learn as
try
you
it.
do.
Exactly. I love that. Oh, I love that a lot. Well, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for joining us today. I hope that the audience found a lot of good, useful information, and I will put Liz's links to her LinkedIn and different pages in the comment section, so you can contact her and connect with her and learn more about what she has going on. Thank you again for joining us.
Thank you.
Have a great day.